Hey Nick, how are you, man?
Hey, I'm doing good, bro. Thank you so much.
I think for anybody who's watching, it makes sense. Let's go ahead and introduce ourselves. So everyone, my name's Ravi. I'm working with WeTrack.io, and I'm more customer facing, so the sales side and the onboarding side. Nick,
Okay, so my name is Nick, and I've been doing e-commerce since 2016. So prior to that, I was working in a corporate, and then you know, I saw dropshipping booming up in 2016. I started doing that, and since then,
Mhm.
I've been involved in dropshipping and running e-commerce businesses in US and now also in India.
Awesome, nice. I actually didn't know you'd been involved with e-commerce since 2016. So you've had quite a long journey with ecom now, coming on 8 years.
Feels like I'm old. Feels like I'm old in that way because yeah, when I remember back in 2016. So just to give you a context about this, so
Please, yeah.
I wanted to make something on my own. Like I was doing a corporate job. It was a good job. I was earning well, and my trajectory was to a consultant level or to an analyst level. So I would become a very good consultant, maybe living in Singapore or
Mhm.
London, something like that. Funny thing,
Okay.
I went to London for my company
Yeah.
convocation, and I joined that company, the last company I was in.
Uh-huh.
So I was for a week. So that was my first time I flying to London.
Nice.
So great experience. But
Fair enough.
uh, I always wanted to do something on my own. I was not the job kind of a guy. I had no
Mhm.
motivation to be in the job for the rest of my life. So I thought this is actually the best time to start. Reason being,
Oh,
I was like, I was getting old, right? So as I'm getting like into my, late 20s and into the 30s, I knew that I'm gonna get married. My family gonna force me typical Indian style, and you know, so
yeah.
I need to really start something. Otherwise, I will be trapped in this job cycle and
Exactly.
forever. And why I looked online how to make money online, and I saw
Yeah.
SEO and couple other stuff. I started looking for like how I can make a website and rank that website and do something. I tried that for a bit, but then eventually I came to know about drop shipping, and I was in the right job, so I had money to invest in. So I invested that
Mm.
money, and I think in 3 months I became like really profitable in my e-commerce venture, and from then onwards, to
Nice.
2006 was the last month I was working for a company, and now I've been like jobless since 2016.
Now you feel, yeah, you feel free, right? Like it must be a great feeling to be able to officially say that I can support myself and I'm no longer required to be working a 9 to 5 to keep things going, right?
I really, sometimes because my wife still works for a corporate, so
Mhm.
when I see her going to the office, it is really, I feel like I cannot do that anymore. Like
Yeah.
I'm not meant for that lifestyle because I really feel I cannot go back and do the same thing which I used to do back in 2016. So I will okay. So I have tasted that entrepreneurship and the free lifestyle
Yeah.
kind of a stuff. Though it has a lot of obligation and you have to do a lot of other things. I'm not
Yeah.
running that part, but still, once you have tasted the blood, you cannot go
Yeah.
back. Yeah.
100%. It's honestly it's not only inspiring to see because we've been partnered not really a very long time, mainly this year for the last few months, and I actually came across you online. So over at WeTrack.io, part of my responsibility is connecting with people like yourselves globally across the world, not only to introduce our service but also to help the people who you inspire. Right, like there's so many people who follow you, whether it's YouTube or other social media. And so the question that comes to mind is you've been doing ecom for a while. What was life like in e-commerce before you were using a tool like WeTrack.io?
So that's actually amazing because, see, I remember when I was looking for a tool which can solve my tracking issue, and I think it's been a while. I've been using your tool for almost a year now. I guess because
Okay.
last
Yeah,
year,
exactly. Yeah.
because I remember last year on last year, I was facing a big issue on tracking. I was trying to scale a business, but my tracking was so damn bad that I was blindly scaling an account. And I was just looking at my money in versus money out, and I was just blindly taking decision whether this ad is working for me or not. And it was really, really hard on me. And then I got to know about another tool, which I tried. And I tried it for a couple of months, and it kind of worked.
Yeah.
But then there was some issues still, like in terms of tracking. It was not delivering the data on time, and it was hell expensive. Like I was paying like $300, $500 a month for that tool. Then I got to know about you because I think you reach out to me through Instagram or something.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
being your ancestors from India, I think we connected, So, and then and then you told me about this tool, and I thought, I'm already paying a good amount of money. Let me give it a try. So I was tickled whether that will work for me. And I'm the kind of guy, if something is working, I don't want to try something new. Honestly, I just let it work, even though if I'm paying a premium. But that time, I don't know what happened. I was ready to give it a try because obviously I was paying a premium. But every single month, if my ad spend was getting higher, I have to pay more on that tool. So I thought, let me give it a try. And you guys were giving me a great deal. So I thought, okay, let me try it out. And as soon as I tried your tool, and I had to do nothing actually. So that was really amazing that I did nothing at my end. I did literally nothing at my end. But in the previous tool, I had...
That's simple, right?
Yeah. So in the previous tool, I had to do some UTM, some kind of tracking, all those kind of stuff. But with your tool, it was kind of automated. Everything was so damn good. Your team did everything for me. And once I applied that, it worked. I was literally... So I was hoping even if I can get like 80% of tracking right, I would be able to scale my business further. I got like for sure 90% tracking on point. And I'm still using it, and every single day, it's on point. Always. And I always say, why you guys are not being on those, like, a lot of people talk about those big players, like big guys who are selling their tools for $500,000, even $2,000 and beyond, like some crazy number.
Yeah.
And your tool is inexpensive. I'm not going to call it cheap because the tracking is really, really good. So I'm not going to put that word along with your tool. I'm going to make it like,
I get you.
Really valuable. Really, really valuable and inexpensive as compared to other tools, and it's gets the job done.
For sure.
And so using your tool, bro, I'm still using it every single day. I'm using it on 2 of my stores, and I only have 2 right now. So both of them are doing incredible job in terms of tracking the stuff, and it works.
Awesome. And there's firstly, thank you, because I think you kind of summarized the journey you've had with us in a very good way. But a few things you touched on there, I would love for people to understand in a bit more detail. So a few of the points of like, there was nothing really involved on your end of it. That's not something we did specially for you. That's how the tool works, right? Across the board, whether it's someone who's coming through you, or whether it's any old client who's found us online. We take care of everything in-house. You simply add a store, you add a pixel. Everything else is taken care of by us. And I think you kind of described it well, that it was a very smooth process from reaching out to you. I think we got lucky, to be honest, that you were maybe in a mood where you thought, I will try it, and I'll give it a go. And I capitalized on that as fast as I could. You've described it perfectly. Yeah, exactly. As soon as I felt that you're willing to give it a go, I grabbed that opportunity. And but yeah, no, I appreciate everything you've explained. It's just a very simple tool that gives you something that any e-commerce business needs. The ability to have the right data matched back and going into your native pixels. It's a game changer, because that's where the data belongs. It's not meant to be on a third-party dashboard. It's kind of useless there. And I think it's super happy for you that it's helped you scale.
Yeah, so
I think
I want to add one more point because you just touched on that
for it,
point.
please. Yeah.
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
I have seen a lot of people have their own dashboards and where they see the data. Like if someone is using their drafting software, they actually have to install a Chrome plugin, or they have to have logged in inside another third-party platform, and then they see the data. It's like it adds complexity in my opinion. Like why the hell I want to have one more login where I have to deal with the columns and everything again, and have to see the data and all those kind of stuff.
It's unnecessary.
Yeah, and here I don't have to. It's just my ads manager, and that's about it. And I it's so simple. I believe in like the KISS formula. Keep it simple, stupid. Keep it simple so that you can actually work on the business rather than thinking about your ads manager and your tracking and everything else. So
exactly.
And I still see, like, every single day, I remember the second store I added, I didn't ask you to add. I basically went on to my, backend, and I just added the store, and it is within such and such time, it will get activated by the backend team, and it got activated within a couple of hours. And the funny thing is, because your tool doesn't have a dashboard to look at differently, you don't have to.
Yeah.
I kind of don't even remember what was the parent website where I have to go in and basically enter my... I because I don't have to, I don't have to.
Yeah.
So that was a fun...
I love that. I love that.
Yeah. So great, man. It's really do. Like I really... And nowadays, after using it for 1 year, I've been in a couple of masterminds as well. And I saw that in one of the masterminds I joined recently, I saw people were actually talking about your tool, and they were an exclusive partner to basically, obviously share your tool with their students and everything. And I was like, I'm already using them for 1 year, and they here are again, for a very good group and for a very good mastermind with like there are obviously hundreds of people paying a premium to be inside that mastermind, and everyone is going to use VTrap. So so great, man.
It's been crazy. So to be very, very honest with you, when in my role in the business was to expand our reach globally, right? And for me, being from Indian heritage, I thought, you know what? There's 1 billion people in India. I know from my own experiences that everybody there is hungry to be doing better, right? So Ecom, absolutely, it should be a big thing there. But when I approached you, it's honestly the game has changed from when I approached you. You came on board to where things are now. It's going crazy now. No, I always knew that Netherlands had a big presence, UK had a big presence in the world of Ecom, but like Asia is really, really taking over because it's a sheer volume game, right? There's so many people there that it's so many numbers of orders can potentially come through. So I'm really happy you were one of our first. No, actually, you were the first. From the whole country of India that we partnered with, and it's really, really awesome to hear the journey you've had with it, and now you're hearing our tool being mentioned in other places. It's all just a compliment to what we've built and what we've tried to achieve. So really, really appreciate everything that you've kind of run through there, man. Enough about WeTrack.io now. I think tell us a little bit more about what you're up to, because I know I watch your YouTube videos myself. And I think some of the content you put out there is really good. Actually, that being said, I watched one of your videos literally yesterday with, I think it was CT, the disruptor. You had like tagged him in it. And I just, out of the blue, to be very honest with you, I knew we were going to jump on a call. I said, let me see what Nick's been up to lately. And I jumped on that video. What a good video, bro. That was really nice.
Yeah, man. Actually, so I shifted my focus of doing the kind of videos I used to do. So I am really not into training people, coaching people, and all those kind of stuff. I actually stopped that a couple of years back. So I still wanted to have my presence on social media. I still want to contribute to the community in some way. So I thought, what's the best way to do that? And so I basically took a different approach. Now I am actually talking to people who are doing some stuff, some crazy stuff, or who has done something, either in the e-commerce space or being an entrepreneur or in the D2C space, whatever. Like whatever is I have interest in, or I feel like my community would have interest in, I'm trying to do that.
Yeah.
So I have a lot of friends who are actually building a D2C brand. I have friends who are running agencies, who are entrepreneurs. So what I'm doing is I'm reaching out to them and talking to them like, why don't we just talk like the way we are talking right now? I hope this video is also going to be on my channel. So I was talking about like if I am facing any issues, I'm talking about them. If I need any advice, I'm talking to them. If I want to just chat with them, I'm doing that, and I'm just recording everything and just putting it up on YouTube so that I keep adding value to the system. And also it's good for me because after maybe 5-10 years, if I want to see my own journey, how I went from where I am right now to where I was, I have some documentation done, right? So Charlie came in, and then there's one good founder. He's a friend now, Anurag, who has actually built a very big company, B2C company in India, coffee startup. Actually, I think the only coffee startup which is profitable. So that's amazing. And
that's crazy.
And I have a couple of more guys lined up. So I'm doing those kind of videos these days. And obviously focusing on my e-commerce business at the same time. So I'm focusing on my e-commerce business. I have one in US and one in India. And the plan is to keep scaling that. And whatever we learn during that journey, we just try to document that wherever it is necessary. So that's what's going.
Yeah. Got you. And you said that mentorships and direct educating of others is something you've moved away from. But to be honest with you, learning from watching your journey, it's almost more valuable than you directly having a one-to-one with someone, because with the one-to-one, it's great if you have a specific issue, right? But the videos you're posting out there, which are just showing your evolution, it's I genuinely believe it's more valuable to someone who wants to get into the journey. So I think really, really awesome what you're doing. Keep doing that. To be honest, this video, I reached out to you to make this video. This video is my attempt at doing what you're talking about, because what I wanted is, I want the people out there to see, especially people who are getting involved in e-commerce, that it's not just another tool that you use once and you get over it with. We like to build long-lasting relationships with our clients. So it made sense for me to get you on here, just talk about both the tool, what you're up to, the effect it's had. And I think we've summarized it really well as to what's going on, the difference before and after of using the tools, and kind of your journey as your own entity as well, which has been really, really cool. So I appreciate you jumping on here and giving me some of your very precious time.
Hey man, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I really like hanging out with you. So, anytime.
All good. I think before we round this off, I think it might be, you always say this, and I really like this. You always like to add value, right? And I think if we've gone this far, let's add some more value and let me show the app. What do you think? Let me actually show the app.
So it's got to find so that we're looking for a tracking solution, I think, and if the Indian community gonna see this and some people from overseas gonna see this, let's show them exactly what tool you guys have and how they can solve it. And obviously, if you have any special link for these guys to join in, just we're gonna give it
absolutely
in the comments down below, so maybe people can use that.
100%. So firstly, there absolutely will be a link, because one thing I like to do, you like to do, is give back value. So I'll be sharing this on my channels. You'll be sharing this on your channel. We will come up with a nice link, which is not only gonna benefit the users, but it's gonna add them a discount as well. So we're gonna do that for you. That's gonna be, as Nick said, you're gonna find that in the description or in the comments below. I'm still getting to grips with how this whole social media thing works, so I'll let Nick take over that side of it. As for the app, I'm just going to share my screen now. So you should be able to see my screen now. Now, what you have in front of you, it's a demo account that I've created, but I'm going to run you through step by step what's involved. So to get to this screen, by the way, you would have gone over to app.wetracked.io and you would have created an account. Now, simply after you've created an account, you're welcome with this screen. You're in the stores section. Now, this is an old archive store, so I'm not going to run through this one. We're going to add a completely new one. So add a new store. I've just typed one in here already. So this is where you would put your Shopify domain. Now, if you don't have your specific Shopify domain, not to worry, you can put in your normal www and it would autocorrect for you. Checkout type. So native checkout is the checkout that Shopify just comes with. Third-party checkout is specific for any client who's using a third-party checkout, whether it's in a different region, whether it's cash on delivery. If you know you are using a different checkout, then please do let us know. We can work with most of them, but we do need to know ahead of time. Then you have your time zone, simply the time zone that matches with the store. And then, of course, you have your collaborator request code. This code allows us to request access so that, as Nick mentioned previously, we can do all of the backend work for you. So please make sure you're putting in the right code so that we can get access and help you do the whole custom app integration. Now, once you've put these details in, this is the store details. Clicking on continue, you're going to see which platforms we support here. Now, let's just do Meta for an example because it's probably the easiest. But all of these are largely the same process. Only Google is slightly different. But of course, we have a how-to document, we have tutorials, and we have our live chat throughout. So you have many options on assistance throughout. For Meta, you'll see we add a pixel. Now, this is what you need to put in. The name is optional. The name is just for you to define different pixels. But the pixel ID and the access token. Now, Pixel ID, if you need help with where to get that, of course, we're going to show you everything step by step. Same for the access token. That's the live chat, by the way. Same exact process. You have options throughout on where you need to get it from. So it's simply a set of numbers for the Pixel ID and a bunch of characters for the token. I've already got one saved, so I'll just add that one for now, and you'll be able to see what it looks like. So this is roughly what it should look like for you. So this is the ID and this is the token. So once you do that, you can complete it. Now, on a live account, you would see reviewing. Before you would have got to this stage, the next screen would have been the billing screen. So very simply, you're adding in your billing details, and every account, every plan that you choose will always get a 14-day free trial. Because we believe 14 days is enough time, regardless of your volume, to understand how the tool is working and to see the difference directly yourself. And so, yeah. Now you would have put in your billing information. You see that it says reviewing. What reviewing means is now we're sending you the collaborator access request. Once you accept it, this will go from reviewing to in progress. In progress means we're doing the custom integration. Usually within a couple of hours, if not an hour itself, you're reviewed, you're in progress, and then you're completed. And then I can do this because I'm an admin, but you'll see this. It basically will be toggled on. And then you'll see a green line that's going to show you that, hey, your pixel is now connected. Your right, everything has been added. We have checked it as well. And then once that's done, you're going to see your store that's going to appear like this. And that's now a live connected store with whichever pixels you've connected. It's really as easy as that, guys. Really, really simple.
Well,
do you remember the process, Nick? It was that easy for you as well, right?
Yeah. It's whatever simple. Like, just click and just add your pixel in. That's it.
And that's actually ties back to what you said earlier. You said you actually forgot where to go to add the new store because you hadn't used it in so long. And that's exactly our goal. Your time tracking is very important, but it shouldn't be time consuming. It should be a one simple fix and then you're done. Your priority as someone in e-commerce is running those ads, doing that product selection. You shouldn't have to spend time worrying about tracking. It's a one-time fix, and then you let it run in the background. So the fact that you forgot where to add your new store makes me quite happy because it means we're doing our job well.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, Nick, once again, I think we've given some value to your clients, and I really hope everyone that's watching this gets to understand a little bit more about what the tool does. It's a game changer for the world of tracking, server to server, so it's cross-device. It's really covering you on all the bases you need. Nick, really, really appreciate your time. I think as my first version of doing this, I couldn't have asked for anyone better. I think you've done a great job of explaining your story with us and your journey with us. So once again, man, thank you so much for the time.
No, bro, it's pleasure is all mine. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Well, goodbye.